morning. Today we'll be taking a look at Buzzworthy Bumblebee Origins Bumblebee. Now, show of hands, who doesn't want to get this figure? I've seen everybody want to get a copy of this, and they are not widely available outside of Target. So, good luck with this one. But anywho, is this figure all the hype that it's worth? Well, actually, it is a pretty good figure. Now, the alt mode here is something that fans have wanted for a very long time. I think we have had a rendition of this in the past, but this is a much more on-screen accurate representation of the G1 episode where all the Transformers premiered more than meets the eye, where Bumblebee was not a little Volkswagen Beetle, but was instead a little spaceship guy, kind of like Cosmo, which means we'll probably get a remold of this into Cosmo at some point. I mean, I'd be surprised if we didn't. And here's what this little guy looks like. There's Bumblebee just kind of, sticking his head out, and I guess you could turn that around and not have the visible head there. But it has some really nice panel lines here on the back that makes it look all high-tech and sci-fi. I have a little bit of problem with my copy where these two tabs do not want to really cinch up very well, but that might just be my figure. Let's see, the visor here, the kind of the canopy windshield thing is very reminiscent of the Bumblebee that we had recently gotten for War for Cybertron, the Netflix series. So this is kind of like a they did a pretty good job of making this look like Bumblebee before he turns into his Volkswagen. You'll see that a little bit more when he transforms into his bot mode, but that's what this looks like. And for me, this kind of reminds me of that 80s movie, Batteries Not Included, where they have like a few of these kind of football-shaped alien robots. Did anyone see that movie? I feel like this is another thing where I'm just kind of aging myself. Anyway, it's a cute movie. Go check it out. Or don't. It's fine. You don't have to watch everything from the 80s. But this guy, he didn't come by himself. He is a deluxe class figure. And he came with a little backpack, a little jetpack. It is not like the same jetpack that came with the Centurion drone weapons pack. It's a little bit different, aside from just the different color. That one was gray, this one is black. You can plug it into Bumblebee's back if you'd like. It doesn't look great, but you can do that. This guy also has those 5mm ports where you can plug in more of the War for Cybertron Siege weapons if you so desire. And I even have so that's the new blaster that comes with this set. It is supposed to look like the same More Than Meets the Eye episode 1 where he was fighting through a barrier of Decepticons, but you also received a similar weapon for Bumblebee from the Centurion drone pack, which I have right here. As you can see, they are not the same mold. They are very different. So we'll just have both of those on there, so you can pew pew if you'd like. I don't see any of the blast effect posts on the hide of Bumblebee, so I guess he can't really look very flashy as he's running through the streets of Cybertron. He does come with another set of 5 accessories. These are supposed to be the energy rods from the same premiere episode. You will see that these don't really fit in Bumblebee's hand. His accessories don't really fit him, but they will fit in other action figures' hands. You can fit them into Optimus Prime. You can fit him into anything that has an opening hand can hold on to them. I think they might even fit into other 5mm posts, but this version of Bumblebee cannot hold these. If you are not familiar with that episode where these things came from, it's basically just a scene where he and Wheeljack share dialogue, and you're just talking. I don't have a Wheeljack figure, but it was something like, "Oh, Bumblebee,
Bumblebee, there's not enough energy in these conductors to last a Quartex. Hurry up, we gotta get to Earth so I can build the Dinobots."
Back to the review. So, let's take this junk off now. And we can go ahead and transform this figure. He is not a very large figure. In fact, here's one of the Micromaster sets. So you can see he's not very big. He's very, very small. So how does this guy transform? So you're gonna start here in the front, and kind of pop this little engine block from the front here, and then that'll kind of loosen things up around. You're going to open up the back here. So sorry I have to point this out after I have already concluded the review, but I'd noticed after I did all my recording that the grill of the spaceship on my original copy had not been painted in. This is supposed to be the way that it's supposed to look like. I have since gotten a new copy because my original one had that QC issue. I had no idea until I had seen other YouTubers with the same figure and their thing was painted in here in the front. So I don't know, that's it's kind of frustrating, but I was able to pick up this new one, and this is the correct thing that you're supposed to have on your figure. So my apologies for that. And just wiggle a little bit around until these panels open up a little bit for you, and you can start sliding stuff around. You're trying to basically get this portion of the back to open up. Here we go. All right. And these are going to basically become Bumblebee's they're going to become his legs. That is a piece that is a bit troublesome. It's going to be on this universal joint, and I think it's positioned in a place that is very awkward. Okay, so all of this stuff kind of just folds up into itself, kind of like a lot of these figures that have very large backpacks. You kind of want to just tuck everything away, and it has its own little place that it folds up into. So you can start seeing that everything is just going to collapse in on itself. And eventually this is going to become his foot. And we'll move this around, so there we have one leg just about done. Just about done. Okay, that's what you're trying to get at. This has to turn around. And do I have everything lined up? I think this has to go out to the side, actually, right there. Yeah, that looks That looks better. Actually, no. The way you're supposed to have these things on the side is actually folded up to the side like this, and they will kind of hide this a little bit better. So this is the way that they expect you, or they want you to display him, but I didn't figure that out in time, so the rest of this review is just going to have these little things off to the side. So sorry about that, guys. Okay, so once you've done that, you're going to move the waist around, and in order to do that, you have to get the backpack to come off. There we go. You want to move it away from the waist and just kind of move it off to the side. Now you're gonna need clearance for the waist, so the arms have to move out, and they're gonna be on these shoulder joints. So you just have to open up this section. These are tabbed in together, so you're gonna want to untab the arms, what will become Bumblebee's arms, and then move the shoulders out of the way. There we go. That's one. And that'll make the other one easier to move out. And now we can move the waist and turn that around. Move the arms back into position, and going to collapse the chest down. This is going to collapse like so. There we go. We're not going to tackle the backpack just yet. Let's see. These are kind of hard to get out. Maybe I can use the weapons he has to sort of get them out of there. There we go. No match for ingenuity, are you? Okay, so now we got both fists out. Let's just leave the gun in one of his hands. We're gonna move both of his legs off to the side. And now for the backpack. This part is blue clear plastic. This is yellow plastic, so it's got a bit of flexibility, and this needs to collapse forward. It's just not easy to do. Hang on. There we go. There it goes. There it goes. So that's now maneuverable. And you're going to open this up to give you the right clearance, and then this can fold in and tuck behind, clear the shoulders, and now you can move all of this around and position it like so. And there we have Bumblebee in his bot mode. Very nice. Now how does he compare with his brethren? Let's get our other Bumblebee figure out to compare. So he's about the same height as the War for Cybertron Netflix exclusive Bumblebee. You can see the differences are, they're very obvious. You've got a difference in coloration. This one's more orange, this one's more yellow. You've got the Autobot logo here on the chest, whereas he did not have one. It was applied to his foot. This detail here on his feet are also very similar to the bumper on the Volkswagen feet here, just missing the headlights on that version. And they do both have a backpack that is made out of clear blue plastic, so the idea is that this guy is supposed to be modified to become this version of Bumblebee. So I think I like that. I just wish that they were matching colors, that's all. But what can you do? The heads are also different. This has a much wider face. This one is a little bit more round. Well, I guess this is wider and this is a little bit more rounded. So this one is a little bit cuter looking in general. The face has a kind of odd thing where they didn't paint the silver all the way up the bridge of the nose all the way, so it kind of makes Bumblebee's face appear a little bit odd in the nose area, unfortunately. And yeah, they both have just there's differences all around. They're not going to transform the same. They're not engineered the same way at all. So they might as well just be completely different figures. Here's another comparison with his boss, Optimus Prime. Let's get this kind of... So yeah, you can see the height difference there. Bumblebee, we must stop the Decepticons, no matter the cost. Yeah, sure. Oh, so here's another thing. So I mentioned these power conductors. So these things are made out of kind of a sparkly plastic, and there's a couple hollow spots in them. They will not fit Origin's Bumblebee, but you can certainly give them to Optimus Prime, and he can hold them. So that's that guy. Let's take a closer look here at Bumblebee. So you can see that the grill of the spaceship mode has become part of his chest detail, and you can see that there are little windows all around the chest. The crotch plate is actually made out of two pieces, so this might actually pop off if you are not watching out for that. The legs have thigh swivel, a knee bend, although it's not exactly the best. He does sport ankle articulation, sort of. It's actually more of a transformation joint, but you can use those as his ankle articulation. Why not? He does have a shoulder swivel, and he can move his shoulders inward and outward, and he can move his elbows like so. He has a bend at the elbow. He does not have a wrist rotation, so they're just going to be permanently in that position. And this backpack does not come off, although we can put a backpack on that backpack to give him a jetpack flight pack. There you go. He can sport the backpack or give it to another of his compatriots. They will support blast effects coming out of the nozzles back here, so you can have them whooshing away. Why not? And let's see. Does the bot mode have any kind of siege blast effect post? Yes, he does. So you could put one here or one there. So let's get him Cremsy. And yeah, you can put one here if you so desire. So that's possible. And you do have the continuation of the 5mm ports here, so you could attach a weapon or two at his ankles if you desire, although it would look kind of weird. Actually, his shoulders also have a 5mm post, so you could attach anything that will fit in there. So you can weaponize him, you can fossilize him, you can do anything. You can do anything your imagination wants you to do. How about this? Let's take this backpack off. Let's try this on for size. Will this work? Yeah. Yes, that's perfect. Actually, that is the appropriate way to display Bumblebee with just a rocket strapped to his back. What else is there to say about Origins Bumblebee? I've heard that everybody's going to be wanting a copy of this, and right now I think you can still find them at your local Target if you just are patient enough and check in every once in a while. Although I bet you this is going to hit the secondary market and the price is probably going to go up through the roof at some point in the near future. So be wary of that with this figure. I think it is going to be a very hot collector's item, and the price will vary. I got this for about 28 US dollars at my local Target, although I think he's supposed to be 22 only because he's a deluxe. But what can you do? The law of supply of demand and all that.